From the visual perspective, high performance is all about prediction, the ability to predict the future. And that's what we're talking about using vision in sports, is to be able to predict the future. I'm Dr. Daniel Laby. I'm a sports vision specialist, worked with multiple elite athletes for over 30 years. And I'm here at the High Performance Podcast. I'm going to put Jake and Damien through the paces to see how they do.
I can see now. No, I can't see.
Oh, very good. Sign them up.
Yes! We watched a brilliant Red Bull documentary that you recorded with Trent Alexander-Arnold. The benefits of his work with you were quantifiable. Would you tell us a little bit around some of the techniques you used and the benefits of them?
Trent is probably one of the most aggressive in a good way, most active, interested people in optimizing everything he can to perform at his best.
Give us an example of what Trent does then that makes you think, wow, okay, this guy is aggressive in a great way.
Well, he doesn't give up. When he has trouble, he works through it. He works hard. He does extra to achieve the best. From the get-go, he wanted to be the top of the table because there was the training we did had a table where you had to, based on your performance, you move up, right? And he wanted to be the top, and he worked constantly to get to that top point. Good job. Excellent. A lot of athletes want to jump in at the top of the pyramid and start training hand-eye coordination, reaction time, things that are kind of sexy to train without looking at the base. And if you build a strong base, then you can build a good pyramid. And the base is vision, just sharpness of vision, the basic vision abilities of each eye. His sharpness of vision was fine. But there were other areas he had trouble with, and we had to train that. And
like so... Which areas?
Well, the visual concentration, the target tracking was a little bit of a problem. That's the one I'll show you later on. He didn't do as well as he could have. That was a big one. The reaction was a little on the slower side, but not too bad. But we trained that as well. And so we put together a training program for him based on his areas of weakness. Not the same program for every player.
What would we be able to spot that you improved?
The biggest thing was his concentration. His concentration improved dramatically with training. And I think that really helped him. You know, he could make it across the pitch before I met him. That wasn't the issue. But we wanted to get one more little piece of edge on there. We're going to start with the Neurotretinal Test, which is a three-dimensional test. We use red and blue glasses to make that 3D test, and they're going to have to track multiple targets for a period of time. We've done this on many athletes, from Trent Alexander-Arnold to the professional baseball players, and we want to see if Jake and Damien are able to do the same. We're going to start out, it's pretty simple. We're going to track 2 targets for 6 seconds. 3, 2, 1. You're going to see the 2 targets lit up. 1.0. Those 2 targets there, track them. Did you get them right?
I think I might have lost it a few seconds in.
4 and 5.
4 and 2. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, 6 and 7.
6 and 7, good.
I get distracted by following one of them and then have to try and drag myself out.
You should. You have to. The better thing to do is have a soft focus in the center and use your peripheral vision to track the others.
Relax.
So I'm going to show you now what some of these guys can do. It's pretty incredible in terms of speed.
Okay.
2.0.
Wow.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Many guys can do this at that speed and even faster.
Really?
Yeah. And that's naturally. That's without training. That's just the way they are.
And why are some people naturally able to do this?
That's a good question. I don't think we know why some people are better at this than others, but if we use an evidence-based approach where we look at each player's ability and their need, some who do it well, we don't have to train. And I just set up, for example, 2 players for one of the pro teams this morning that had to train this, that did poorly in spring training.
Right, okay.
So they'll be training it.
To keep on doing this, and the neuroplasticity in the brain
will increase the speed.
The very first time I did it, there was 2 balls moving slowly and I didn't get it right. Even in that short space of time, 4 moving quick, and because you almost develop a technique that works for you. And mine was, if there was 3 near each other, I follow those 3, and I'd sort of, although I'm following them, that's the one I'm actually looking at on it, the sort of rogue outlier on its own.
Well, there's a learning curve and there's a training curve, right? Learning how to kind of what to do, that's a learning curve. That's not really improving your skill. Once you get past the learning curve, then you get into actual improvement.
So there's a famous video of Cristiano Ronaldo playing football and the lights go dark midway through a cross coming in and he still manages to score every time. What has that got to do with his vision?
He's able to score because he gets the vision just at the moment before the light goes out. If you think about what he's looking at, and if I had my glasses with him, on him, I would have loved to be able to see exactly what he's looking at. But I suppose it has to be where the opponent's foot or his teammate's foot is touching the ball, just about to move it when the light goes out. Because that information is what he uses to make that prediction of where the ball is going to go at the right time to score it. And so it's that ability to have sharp vision, the ability to process that vision quickly, and to make a motor action at just the right time is what makes him outstanding. This Ronaldo video, he doesn't watch the foot, he watches the hips. Because where the hips go is where the foot's going to go.
So Ronaldo's watching the hips of the opposition?
Yeah, not the feet.
Or the ball?
Or the ball, no. When the ball moves, you're late, right? Because it takes you 300, 500 milliseconds to make a movement of your own, right? So if you're watching the ball, you're behind all the time.
You know, Huel has been a staple of my diet for some time, and I'm currently loving these Huel Daily A to Z vitamins. Tastes great, refreshing. Each can has 26 vitamins and minerals, offering 154 science-backed health benefits. Reduced tiredness and fatigue, normal cognitive function, healthy skin, hair and nails, and vitamin D for immunity. This is a vitamin drink that offers everything you could need it to. So what are you waiting for? Grab it right now in Tesco stores nationwide or at Huel.com and let me know what you think.
If you watch the hips, now you have a chance to know what's going to happen before, prediction again, and make the movement before your opponent makes the movement and take the ball. These glasses can get very blocked out, so it blocks the vision completely, or I can press the button, I can restore the vision. You go back and forth, blocking and restoring, and what I'm going to do is force Damien and Jake to predict where the ball is going to go. And I'm going to block their vision as the ball approaches to make it harder for them to catch. You ready? There you go. We can use this to train the athlete, to force them to pick up information earlier and earlier in the sequence to be able to make that dotted line and react faster.
Because that's what I'm finding, Dan, is that it's almost it's the stuff that precedes you even throwing it that I'm having to really focus on that bit. Because my instinct is to relax at that stage.
No, that's a critical point, is that part. Later on, you don't have to see anything because you're already making the motion, you know where it's going to be. And that's why I just forced you to see by taking this away.
Yeah.
Before I release the ball, see how my hand is moving, so
like
if you lose it.
It's like
the hips, yeah. That's the hip idea.
You have to focus 2 seconds before.
Think in the future.
You can see if you did this again and again and again,
You'll
it
get
would
better.
just become second nature.
And that's what we want. You know, all of this sports vision stuff should be automatic, ingrained in you. You don't have time to think. It's all subconscious.
Yeah.
All of this vision in sports is all subconscious. So
How many elite sports teams do you think, and I know it's a guess, would be working on this kind of vision stuff?
I would think very few.
Yeah.
If it's 10%, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Teams over the years have started to understand the role of science, the role of vision, the role of statistics and data, and how they can leverage that as maybe the final frontier over athletic training and other things they've been doing for centuries or decades to win. And I think that's what the MLB teams are seeing. And I've worked with probably 2/3, maybe half to 2/3 of the MLB teams in one way or another.
Yeah.
Many have won, 8 World Series championships that I've been with teams on. No one else is alive that has 8 World Series championships. There are some players that have some other people that have gotten more than that, 10, 11. The teams bring me in because they have the mindset, the proper mindset to bring in all the different pieces to be successful to win.
Can we talk about the Formula One driver that you work with? From my own experience, I know how rare it is that a Formula One driver would seek the help of someone like you. So I'd love to know, why did they come to you? What did you do for them?
They found me from research. Athletes are constantly looking for what they can do to improve. Went through the tests, and he actually did very, very well. It was interesting. The first driver, pro driver I'd seen. Yeah. The vision was really good. The hand-eye coordination was incredible. The speed was incredible. His concentration was very good. There was almost nothing I could give him to do better. There were a few things we did that apparently helped him from his perspective and his performance. He was one of the top guys from the get-go that I'd seen ever.
And what were you able to do that he believes helped him?
We did a little bit more of that visual concentration task. He did pretty well, but we thought we could get a little bit better. And he did trained that for a while, got better on the training. And then he felt he was be able to react better to other vehicles moving nearby him and be able to track them better and react faster. This is the ultimate ring. This is the most difficult task we're going to have for them to do. Here, as you can tell, we have 4 baseballs on this ring. Each baseball has a different painted pattern. And we know that each of these different painted patterns represents the spin of the baseball as it's pitched towards the batter. The task here is going to be to catch one of the balls. Normally, for a baseball player, I would say catch the slider, for example. And they would have to catch the ball here. For them, I'm going to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to tell them just to catch this from the start. I'm going to throw it. It's going to rotate. And they're going to have to catch the ball with the dot. Close? Close.
Oh.
One finger doesn't quite do
count?
it. No. That was successful, I think.
Does he compare to one of your pro baseball players? Like when they just bang out
Be
of the
kind.
We're going to sign him up.
Yes!
This is hard for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not just hard
Even
for them too. That counts.
Did that count?
That was very good. Yeah.
Oh man, I like that.
So
I
that's
don't know whether I'm actually following the ball though, or whether I'm just getting lucky.
well. What do you think the chance of getting lucky on 1 of 4? Not to mention the ring part.
So true.
You're doing something.
Should all this then almost be second nature in a game, so that that mental fatigue we talk about isn't there in a
Absolutely.
In a
This has to be automatic, subconscious,
Yeah.
not even thought about. In fact, if you ask batters, do they see spin? Some do, some say they don't.
Yeah.
But it's all subconscious. But they know they're definitely not swinging. They're swinging close to where the ball is going to be pretty much every time, unless they misidentify the ball, then they swing in the wrong place. But basically, they are making identification and they're making a motor action.
And my big takeaway, right, from all of this is that I've never linked vision to mental fatigue,
Yep.
but that actually the two are really closely linked. Because we'll do 3 or 4 interviews in a day. We will have sat down for 8 hours and we will leave like we've run a marathon, exhausted. Now, it's nothing to do with physical exertion, it's all to do with mental exertion. So the more we use our vision to improve the ability to mentally deal with this stuff,
You can't do it forever, right? You need breaks. Without a doubt, the majority of the brain is connected to vision. And if you're not using your eyes properly, you're wasting the majority of your brain to perform it.
marginal gains expert.
That's what it is.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
What did you think?
Well, it's basically just like all the other athletes. You were good at some things, and you were good at some things, and there were areas that both of you were weak in. And that's exactly what we want to see. We want to be able to identify the areas of weakness, work to improve those areas, intervene to fix them. The areas you're good at, let it be, to maximize your performance.
True concentration is exhausting, and you only realise when you're truly concentrating actually how rarely you do it. You have general focus all the time, but intense, deep focus is pretty rare. And the other thing that stood out to us was rate of improvement.
Yep. Yeah, you can improve. These are things that can be improved pretty quickly. Neuroplasticity is an incredible thing. We learn things every day when we see things. We've spent time together in our podcast here. Everyone's learned a lot of stuff. And that's all neuroplasticity. You've learned that in your head. And these skills of visual concentration, of hand-eye coordination, of reaction time, all can be improved. They can be improved pretty quickly. And it's just a matter of understanding where the deficit is and fixing it for maximum performance.
And for those people that do find maximum performance, that focus thing, how much of an important element is that?
It's a critical element. If you're not able to maintain that focus on your task, you're not going to be able to leverage your skills, right? So if we're looking for high performance, the best we can do, you want to maximize all these things. 20/20 is just average. It's not the best. And if you give a little bit different prescription, you can actually maybe see better. And the better your vision, the more successful you're going to be.
There's a phrase in your brilliant book, The Eye of the Champion, that talks about the quiet eye.
Mm-hmm.
Would you explain a bit about that? Because
Yeah.
I think that holds the key to an awful lot of understanding the power of your work.
Quiet eye is the kind of final result of this whole prediction, anticipation, reaction, vision process. Think about when you're cutting a cucumber. If you're in the kitchen and you're cutting cucumber really finely to do it really well, cut, 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 cut. Now someone calls your name or the doorbell rings. Next thing you know, you've cut your finger, right? Because your total concentration was perfect cutting. The moment you were somewhat distracted, you made a mistake. Well, that's the quiet eye. If your eyes are focused, and I'm not saying sharpness of focus, but mental attention on the point that you're trying to succeed in the sport at just the right time for just the right amount of time, then you're going to be successful. And that has to do with shooting free throws. If you're looking at the right point on the rim, when you're getting ready and making your free throw, you're going to hit it. If you are looking all over the backboard when you're making your free throw, your chance of hitting it is much, much less.
I loved that.
My pleasure.
Thank you again, Dan. It's
my
been a real
pleasure.
privilege to meet one of the world's
I enjoy
experts.
talking about it.